Craig Ellis, and welcome to Redskin Review. This is our third show for the 2010 football season, and it's being taped on Wednesday, September 8th. In this show, we'll take a look at the Redskins' big 49-22 win over Woodward in Week 2, and we'll take a look at the game this week at Boone County. With me, as always, is Dan Albers, Coach Jeff Geesting. Guys, welcome.
Thanks.
Coach, you went into the Game 2 after a real close game against Oak Hills in Week 1. You took on a Woodward team that was in the playoffs a couple of years ago. Great showing, scoring 49 points. The offense kind of came alive.
Yeah, we did. We were able to do some things and throw the ball effectively, and we set, defensively we got some turnovers, and we had a pretty good field position in the first half, and kind of got things rolling a little bit.
You had Jake Nelson again, 2 weeks in a row. He had a solid game against Oak Hills. He had another good game. I think he had 120 yards and a touchdown.
Yeah, Jake's solid. He's going to do that. He's going to, like I said, not have a bunch of 50-yard runs, but he's going to have a bunch of 5-yard runs and 10-yard runs and things like that. And he's got good vision and balance, and he's just a hard-working kid. So we've been fortunate. To have him, and he's playing very well.
It seems like every year you have a senior that kind of steps up. Last year you had Brandon that came into the role and stepped up, a senior that steps up. And this year I think it looks so far early on is Jordan Shelton, who ended up having 3 touchdowns against Woodward.
Yeah, Jordan's going to have a good year for us to take some of the heat off our running game. People can't just stack the box against us. So, and he's a great receiver. He's got good hands, runs really good routes, and he's deceptively fast. And like the other night when he caught that one, they weren't closing on him. He was still maintaining his lead when he was on that long pass. But yeah, he's going to, I think have a really, really good senior year for us and really step up, and it's just a neat thing to see.
Mm-hmm. And you had, you got some guys. Obviously, with the way the score was, you ended up getting some guys that, maybe not have got into a game, and you had some kids that really took advantage of it. And one that had a nice game was Ethan Stone. I think he ended up with 70 yards, I think, and a touchdown.
Yeah, Stone's got some quicks to him, and he can do some things that Jake doesn't do. He's just not very big, and so we worry about him getting hit some. But he's a tough guy, and he keeps running, and as he gets more comfortable. He was a defensive player for a lot of the year last year, and we just moved him over about halfway through the year and last year, and to offense. He's still learning his stuff, but he's going to be an effective weapon for us, especially out on the perimeter, because he's got pretty good speed.
Mm-hmm. Defensively, you had a good showing, especially the ones first half. You gave up 1 touchdown the whole first half. You had to be pleased with how the defense played.
Yeah, we were. We got on their touchdown. We got caught a little bit, and didn't play some things on the edge real well, and they had some speed and got away from us. But otherwise, I was real happy with how the ones played. To hold them to basically 1 touchdown was really good.
Were you a little bit surprised by the speed that Woodward had? I mean, they're always known for speed, but especially the Peoples. I think that number 7, the running back, he was awful quick.
Yeah, they had some quick kids. They have some good players. They just don't have enough of them. And I looked at the roster from the previous year to this year, and they had a lot of turnover. Not just losing seniors, they just lost some kids somewhere and had a lot of new kids that were there. But Coach Patterson's trying to build that program back up. As you mentioned at the beginning, they were 10-0, 3 years ago.
Yeah.
So they, and they've got a good history of being a solid football team. We unfortunately we're not going to play them anymore. We're going to pick up Withrow instead Week 2, but. Woodward's going to be okay. They've got some bright spots in there, and their quarterback's mobile and can do some things. They'll win some games this year.
Well, special teams. We were talking about this during the game. I don't know what the record is for the most blocked punts, but there's 3 of them in this game, wasn't it? Then we blocked 3 punts.
I think we only blocked
2.
I think we blocked 1 or 2. Yeah, the other one.
One was a deflection, maybe.
Yeah, they kicked. I don't know. They were struggling with their punting game a little bit, but we felt like we were going to go after them, and we planned on that. Coach Newton had a good plan for that, and Kyle Payne got the 1. So, and special teams were big for us. We also recovered the kickoff. On that one, Chris Shingleton got that. So, that by getting the short field and things like that to help our offense is what defensively we're trying to do.
We got finally we're going to have our highlight package that Denise White does an excellent job. We just kind of had missed with the shows that we had going on, so we're going to have some of our highlights for the game that we had against Woodward. I think the first one will be Jake Nelson. Jake Nelson's touchdown that we had running on that first one. And here you can kind of see it's a little distant, but
and we got the pole. Anyway.
And then
we getting a fumble recovery. Clay Perry does a nice job. He had a really nice game.
So again, we appreciate Denise doing all this, and Braunhaver with a 14-yard touchdown pass.
Yeah. Tanner catches that out there in the flat, turns upfield, and gets in the end zone.
This is a tackle on the back foot, I think.
Yeah, we had a sack. I can't remember who was. Maybe Brian Vale was in on that, and Matt White possibly. Here's the pass we hit Jordan on a skinny post, and you can see he makes a nice catch. Nick threw a good ball, and Jordan's striding out and he's doing a nice job.
That was a great play.
Yeah.
Then they get the 2-point conversion right after this.
Yeah. Oh, we had a penalty too.
Yeah.
So we had quite a ways to go on this, and we still were able to convert it, which was big.
And we got, a kickoff recovery,
Yeah,
I guess?
I think Chris got this one. We pooched it short to the right, and they let the ball bounce and didn't field it, bounced our way, and Chris Singleton got a hold of it.
And then he got
it's one of the block punts anyway.
Yeah, I think this is Kyle Payne coming through.
Big time coming through.
Yeah, he did a nice job. He's a very athletic kid, and it was a big play for us.
And then here's we got Ethan Stone on that big run that he had.
Yeah, Stoney hits the hole quick, and he gets downhill, and then he starts going north and south pretty fast. So, he did a nice job, and he's going to be a good weapon for us.
Is he a sophomore?
No, he's a junior.
Junior. Ronzel Foster picks this one off.
All right, Ronzel had his second interception of the year. Does a nice job over there from safety position. He's doing a good job back there.
Final score 49-22.
So, one of the things that real quick I want to talk about is that you're going to see the players of the game. They're going to be on our site. I think the last one's on the USBN site. And then we're also going to have, which was really, really neat, we have it on the site now, is Dan Beinecke, a former player.
Good.
Took 150 shots, I believe. And he actually has a shot of Jordan Shelton, and it looks really, really cool. So what we're going to have on there is the ability for people to buy those pictures. And Dan's going to try to make as many games as he can. I think he's going to come here for Boone County. He's unfortunately going to miss the Glenville game, I think, because he has a wedding. But so you'll be able to see that on the website. You just got to drop down and hit photo. You go to the Anderson and then hit photos, and you'll see the Oak Hills photos, and you'll also see photos of the last game we just took.
That's
so we
great.
appreciate Dan doing all his hard work.
And that's on your USBN
on
Sports?
USBN Sports, and then you just go to Teams, go to Anderson, and then it should have all that stuff on there.
While we're at it, you want to
Super.
talk about the YouTube connection? Or?
Yeah, and that's the other thing that we're doing too is we're having a preview of the game that we have this week with Boone County. I go home, I split it up, so you'll see that for this week. You'll see just what we've talked about with Boone County. That'll be on there. And then we also have the game that we just talked about, the review on that. So we split it up, and there's two things that you can look at on YouTube. So we have our own YouTube channel now, and it just basically is our Redskin review show, or if we want to show highlights, anything like that. So we're still kind of tweaking things out, but I think it's a really, really, neat thing that people get to check out, especially for the kids.
Good.
And then real quick, we're going to go over our offense, defense, special teams players of the week.
Yeah,
on
offensive
offense.
player was Jordan Shelton. He had that great catch and a 2-point conversion, and he's really become quite a deep threat for us. Defensively, it was Clay Perry, had several tackles and recovered a fumble, and Clay sometimes gets overshadowed by Tony Martini at the linebacker position, but Clay's having a nice senior year for us, doing a good job. And then Chris Singleton on the pooch kick we got on the kickoff. The setup gave us really good field position.
So again, you can see all those players on the website, and just anything that people want to give to us back so we can get some information would be great.